Say hello to the Samsung Galaxy S24 series. But we're really not going to talk about it. I mean, we aren't getting into the specs and the hardware. Instead, we're going to talk about what the phones can do for you. And in this case, that's going to be AI, and more AI. Of course, I know you want to see the phones at least, so let's take a quick look at them first. Samsung didn't really want to talk specs and hardware during the preview we attended. Instead, what they really wanted to talk to us about is Galaxy AI. So you better be prepared to hear me say Galaxy AI multiple times in this video. If you've been following Samsung news, you've at least heard them tease the arrival of Galaxy AI these past few months. And now the tech is officially in its latest flagship phones. And it's supposed to impact how we communicate, how we work, and how we create or capture memories on these phones. I got to try out some of these features during our quick preview of the S24 series. And I wanted to share with you what that experience was like and how I see Galaxy AI potentially being useful for you. I'm categorizing these features in 3 specific buckets: the most useful, most efficient, and the most fun. Why don't we start talking about its most useful features? So we now live in a world where it's much easier to interact with someone who doesn't speak our native language. But that means you're gonna need a translator to bridge the communication gap. What Samsung did with the S24 series is introduce Galaxy AI's live translate feature. We have multiple ways to use the feature. It's available for calls, texts, and live person-to-person conversations. The last one I think is the most useful option, especially because this feature is built right into the phone. So you don't need third-party apps like Google Translate installed on your device. All you need to do is pull down the quick settings and you'll see it there. You don't even need an internet connection for it to work. As long as you downloaded the language packs you need beforehand, you're good to go. I can see this being particularly useful for travelers who don't have immediate access to an internet connection. If you find yourself in a country where you don't speak the primary language, this will make it easier to communicate with others. What I found in actual use and during the quick demo was that it can be a bit finicky. When I first started trying it out, I think it was picking out the sounds in the studio we were shooting at, and it just started translating words I wasn't even saying. While it made for a good laugh, I do hope it doesn't become a cause for misunderstanding in real life. And after a few tries, it did successfully pick up what I was saying, and it looks like it was correctly translating the conversation. At least based on my basic understanding of Japanese. But feel free to correct me though. We gotta keep these AIs accountable. The interface will be familiar to Google Translate users. You can easily swap around the languages you need translated, and all you need to do is start speaking for it to start working. Samsung is introducing a new call assist feature for the S24 series. So now, when you call someone and you know that they don't speak your native language, there's a new call assist button you'll see in the call window. I didn't get to try this feature specifically, but we did get to see a demo of it. And when the Samsung rep pressed the call assist button, the recipient on the other end received a message informing them that live translate is on and there might be errors in the translation. There will be a viewable transcript of the conversation so you can see how it goes and make any corrections as needed. But like the interpreter feature, it looks like it's sensitive to sounds around you. Live Translate also works for text. Like with Call Assist Interpreter, you'll see on the screen what you're saying in your native language or in English, as well as the translated version. What's great about this feature is it's baked into the Samsung keyboard, so it'll work with any messaging app you use as long as you're using Samsung's keyboard. And if you need help composing messages, there's now a Grammarly-esque feature available too. It can help you edit messages so they sound a specific way, you can also check your grammar, or even translate the text. And while the messages can come out pretty hilarious, this feature can be useful if you're trying to find different ways to get your message across. This isn't all you can do with Galaxy AI though. It can also help make your work a bit more efficient too. So why don't we talk more about those now? One of the practical uses of AI is for processing tons of information faster. Now, Galaxy AI is giving you a way to do that natively on your phone. Samsung is bringing it to apps like Samsung Notes, Samsung browser, and voice recorder. You can use Galaxy AI to auto-format your notes, summarize them, and even translate them. It also works for the PDFs you upload on Samsung Notes too. So, say you need to prepare your notes for an article or paper you're working on. You just need to highlight the parts you wanted to organize and tap on the 3 stars icon. It can then automatically format this for you. It'll even give you the options of how you want this information to be formatted. Now, you can also ask Galaxy AI to summarize the information for you. It can give you a quick bullet point summary of all the data you give it. If you need expanded bullet points, it can also provide that. And if you need this information translated, that's also available to you. If you need a long article summarized on your browser, Galaxy AI can help out with that too. Of course, you must be using the Samsung browser for this to work. Again, just look for the 3-star icon to summarize any page you want. It can give you information in a simple or a detailed way. The Galaxy AI feature I'm most excited for is baked into the voice recorder. It can now recognize and label multiple speakers in the conversation. This comes in particularly handy for interviews or if you're recording a meeting or a lecture. It can also now summarize what's said in these conversations and even translate them. AI is also coming to search. Samsung and Google are reducing the steps it takes to pull up a quick image-related search. They're calling this feature Circle the Search, and all you need to do is press on the home button to activate the feature. And then, you just need to encircle the image you're trying to get more information on. From what I've seen, it works in the browser or anywhere else on your phone. So if you wanted to look up more information on this painting you took a photo of, or you're trying to see where to cop the awesome pair of shoes you saw someone wearing online, this should be the fastest way to get a search started on your phone. While Galaxy AI seems like it's all about business, it can actually be useful for creativity too. And that's what I want to dive into in the next section of this video. A notable camera improvement in the Galaxy S24 series is there's now a 5x optical zoom in the S24 Ultra. You should also see better night photography across the series, and there are more AI-related features, of course. Samsung has used AI to improve the quality of its photos and videos in the past, but it's something that's mostly been done in the background, and I guess you can say that's kind of the case here too. However, what Samsung's proposing is you can also use Galaxy AI to fill in gaps in images, take out unwanted objects, reflections, or shadows, and even move subjects. If Google's Pixel line has the magic editor, this is Samsung's answer to that. I gotta try it out a bit with some interesting results. I tried to replicate what Samsung did during the demo, and it was relatively easy to do as long as you know how. You can access this new Galaxy AI feature in the edit page on your phone. Just look out again for the Galaxy AI icon, and you'll get options for what you can do. You can move an object or take it out. In this example, I was trying to move the lamp from the platform to the chair, and the phone was able to easily crop it out of the image. I'm guessing because it was against a black solid background, it was easy to isolate it. I am curious to see how this will work with a busy background. Galaxy AI will take a few moments to recreate the scene, so you're going to have to be a bit patient. And while it was able to successfully move the object, you could tell it was digitally altered, and it left behind an interesting blob-shaped thing in its place. But hey, I guess that's what you get with generative AI. I got another example here where I tried to take out the pink ball in the frame, and again, it left me with whatever this is. I'm curious to see how Samsung will continue to develop its AI for photo use. Until I get my hands on the S24 series, I don't want to form judgments yet on how useful these new Galaxy AI features will be. But unsurprisingly, the S24 Ultra I was testing it on didn't have any issues performing the requests I made, even though we were actually using marketing and pre-production units. I do still want to see how it will work in real-life use. I am also wondering if Samsung plans to bring Galaxy AI to some of its older S devices or even its foldables. Right now, I probably have as many questions as you do about these new devices and these new AI features. And speaking of which, make sure to leave those in the comments so we'd know what else you'd want to find out about the new devices. But for now, that's been it for this video. If you want to see more tech that can add a spark to your daily life, make sure to check out our profile and subscribe if you want. This has been Nicole for LiTT, and I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you next time. Bye!